Hello my beautiful amazing people, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how I do cornrow stitch braids. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, to start off the braid, I take a small corner in the front. I understand that some people may not be able to do that, and that's fine. Go at your own pace. My sections weren't always as small either, but I begin my braids with a small little section in the front, and I split that into 3 even pieces. From the 3 even pieces, I cross one of the side pieces. Usually I go from right to left, so I take the right piece and I cross that under the middle piece, and then I take the left piece and I cross that under the new middle piece. While I'm crossing each section like I'm doing so, I'm combing in pieces of hair, or combing in a section, and that comb section is gonna make the stitch. So right here I combed in a piece of hair into the middle piece, or into my index and thumb, and I stretched it out to make sure it was the tension was there, and smoothed it just so it can make the stitch. And then I do it on the other side. I apologize if you guys can't see the other side. Sometimes I really don't realize how I'm recording until I look at it later and it's too late by that point, but bear with me. So right here, like I said, I take a piece and I comb it into the index finger. As you guys can see, I'm always crossing underneath. It's never over. When you cross over the middle piece, that flips the braid from on top and makes it underneath. So it's very important to cross the hair underneath the middle section so that you can see the braid on top. So here I comb in another section, and sometimes it doesn't have to be straight, but I like my pieces straight. So you might see me pull tiny pieces of hair, like right here, tiny pieces of hair out here and there, just to make sure it's straight. And then I cross that middle piece underneath, and I make that new left piece the middle piece. And then I comb in a piece of hair in between my middle index finger and the thumb, and that becomes part of my new middle piece. And then I cross that middle piece underneath that right piece, and that becomes my new middle piece. You don't have to be a perfectionist like myself, but it is very important that you guys take your time and go slow to start off with, because I promise you I was not fast either when I first started off. So just take your time, you'll learn it as you go, and nobody gets this good overnight, I promise. So we're going to continue going down the braid. My method really doesn't change going through. I'm sorry guys if I'm not explaining this very well. It's very hard for me to like look at what I'm doing and try to explain it to you in words that you might understand, but bear with me. Okay, as we get further down the braid, you can see that the pieces I'm holding grow. That's gonna be because you are adding in hair. So as you can see, every time I add hair to create the stitch, that goes and adds to the new section of hair. So for example, I'm combing in a piece of hair, and that's gonna be held in between my thumb and index finger. That becomes part of that new section of hair. So then I cross this underneath, and then I comb in hair to the other side, and that becomes part of that section. Guys, it is possible for you to braid. You don't have to braid how I'm braiding. I've definitely seen it. You can braid underhanded as well. I might make a video of that later on. It's just uncomfortable for me. I learned how to braid this way. So braid at your own comfort too. I've seen people cornrow away from the scalp as well. So braid at your own comfort. My hand placement doesn't really change until I get to the base of the braid, and I will show you how I flip my hand placement once we get there. Alright, now that we are at the nape of his neck, I actually ditched the comb here just because the pieces are finer at this point and I feel like I don't need to comb them in. So what I do is I actually take my pinky and I make a little slit, and that creates my section. Some people might find comfort into this, and I thought I would show you guys how I do this as well, just in case you might like this method as well. I've seen multiple braiders use this method. That's why fingernails come in handy. So yeah, so here I just flipped it. I grab a piece of hair, scoop it with my pinky, create that little stitch, and then I continue braiding like normal. And now is when I flip my hand placement. So after I add these last two sections of hair, I then switch my hand placement from braiding overhanded, and I flip it to braid underhanded. That way I create and make sure the tension stays tight when I'm braiding his braid all the way down, to ensure that the braid doesn't come loose anywhere or anything. He has multiple layers in his hair, so what I do to combat that is I add edge control as I'm braiding the hair down. As you can see, you might see some flyaways here and there. Yes, just add edge control to those, smooth them out as best as you can, and remember to keep the tension so it tucks those flyaways in. That way you don't have any poke outs or anything while he's or your clients are wearing their style. Alright, if you notice one of your pieces at the end is bigger than the other and one smaller, you can always take from the bigger piece and add it to the smaller piece, and make sure you braid the braid all the way down. I promise you that will help with the braid not to unravel, make it last longer. I know I explained this weird, but if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you.